Kempire is brought to you by Happy 2025. It's a new year and it's a new era for the Kempire podcast. Make sure you subscribe today and make sure that you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And shout out to those of you that have left glowing reviews and maybe not so glowing reviews. That's okay too. Thank you so much for the support and sharing our new podcast and everything that's to come. We don't just recap all the things that you've seen already on our YouTube channel. You also get special exclusive episodes and sometimes additional thoughts to the live recaps that we had on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe today and make sure you give us a 5-star review. Thank you in advance. You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Yes, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality television, and so much more. Today's live recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac is sponsored by our friends yet again over at Rose Forever. Roses that will last you at least a year. And if you've been following my channel for a long time, then you know I've had these roses probably over a year. I don't even remember when I got this, but I got this before I even moved to this apartment, and I've been here almost 6 months. And look at these roses. And I literally took a smell of them today, and I said, wait a minute. They still smell like roses. They still have their scent. Oh, but Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So, of course, we had to make sure that you guys got a little something for yourself. Who else buys gifts for themselves? Who else buys Valentine's Day gifts for themselves? Raise your hand. And that's okay. 2025 needs to be about self-care and self-love. All right? Get you a little something. But shout out to those of you that came to the Kempire After Dark live experience in DC and you brought your husbands. Well, give them a little nudge. Kempire has a discount, $20 off, Kempire 20. More information on Rose Forever will be available in the description. If you want roses that will last you more than a couple of weeks, last you at least a year, smell nice, they have all kinds of things. They don't just have roses now. They have candles. Get you a little something sexy, okay? And they also have other different types of flowers now and all different types of arrangements as well. Head on over to the description for more details on how you can get a little something for yourself or someone that you love for Valentine's Day. All right. And I don't know about some of you. Some of you probably buy little gifts for your kids for Valentine's Day. They even have little rose things that you can get for your kids. Okay. Anyway, shout out to our friends over at Rose Forever for sponsoring today's live recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Like I said, can you believe how long I've had these? I don't even remember now how long I've had these because you know we've been working with Rose Forever for years. So I don't remember how long I've had these roses. I actually had another set of these roses that I gave to someone that I was dating a couple of years ago. I kind of want to reach out to them and ask them, are those roses still alive? Penny says, I got the roses because of you, Kempire. And I didn't do you wrong, right? And you can see behind me in the studio, I have some more roses, some pink ones. So they have the heart shapes, they have box shapes, they have all different sizes. And they're affordable. Because you know how much money you spend on Valentine's Day for those roses that will last you 2 weeks? I'm just saying. More information on Rose Forever will be available in the description. Anyways, you didn't come here for just that. You came here to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. But before we get to Potomac, we got to talk about the Kempire After Dark live experience that touched down in DC. I'll talk more about this on the podcast. Subscribe because it's going to be there first. Okay? And it's probably exclusively. Stacey Rush came through. She was a surprise guest, wasn't on the bill, and we still sold out. Come on, DC. Y'all show up. DC's like a second home. Thank you, DC. The crowd, we had such an amazing group of people that came with them with just themselves and they made new friends. We saw some of you brought your husbands. It was such a great time. I explained what a circle jerk was. You missed out on a lot. And then we had our surprise guest, Stacey Rush, come to the stage and answer a few questions. She was lovely. And we talked about TJ. Come on, we had to. There's no way I was not going to talk about TJ. We try to pull out a lot of stuff from her, but again, the reunion hasn't aired yet. There's a lot of tea that can be spilled, but she didn't spill everything. She gave us a lot. And I have to say, look, and you know, I try not to invite any reality TV personalities to the Kempire After Dark live experience because, so Mia says, not a circle jerk. Yes. Okay. we don't invite the reality TV personalities a lot of the times because we want to talk about them. And we did talk about Stacey and TJ in front of her. Because what we say to you here, we'll say to your face. But she was lovely, gorgeous. Because, sometimes you meet these people in the filters of it all. Gorgeous, tall. She's an Aries. I love an Aries woman. I have so many Aries women around me. First of all, the Aries women at the DC show were already there. Taria, Danielle, okay? Now Stacey. And I was like, you know what? This explains why I like Stacey on the show. I told you she's the Palo Santo. She is the sage of this season. And she showed up and showed out during this last episode. But I just want to say thank you to Stacey for coming through and being so open and honest with us. Because we talked about a lot. We talked about the rumors about her and TJ's fake relationship. We talked about her divorce. We talked about whether or not she leaked her position on the show before the blogs got to it. Okay? All right. Just saying. We had a good old time. All right. And look, we even talked to a little Love and Marriage Hunter. What's up? You had to be there. I'm not going to tell you everything because I know a lot of you are like, well, he'll post the audio or he'll post the video and blah, 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 blah. No, the Kempire After Dark live experience is going to be our personal experience with each other. But if you want to come to New York City's live show, please come, especially if you're in New York City. But some people, I can't promise you I'm going to come to your city. I can't. All right? But if you want to see me in person, meet me in person, take pictures together, chit-chat, spill tea, come to the New York City show. The New York City show, though, has a special option for you. It's the only place that has the option for you. A live stream option. So get your tickets today. More information on that will be available in the description. Anyways, enough of that. But I say all that to say I had a fantastic time in DC. It was like a whirlwind. I came, I conquered, and I left. Wait a minute. Where's my woo woo woo? I came, I conquered, and I left. Creme Brulee said London live show was good. Thank you, Creme Brulee. We had a good time there too. And that experience is so different than what we experience in DC or what we will experience in New York City or what we experience in Nashville or Atlanta. Just saying. Okay. Anyways, thank you, Bonnie, for the super chat. Bonnie was there. We didn't get to meet Bonnie. Bonnie did come to the mic and ask the question. Bonnie, thank you for super chat. Bonnie says, I was at the show. You were incredible. Thank you, Bonnie. Gorgeous photo. Yes, the skin is skinning. All right. So back to this. Focus. Real Housewives of Potomac. If you had to rate last night's episode, how would you rate it from 1 to 10? I had to say it was good. It was good because, as you know, Potomac kind of was going up and then it was going down. So I almost forgot how last week's episode ended with Potomac, and that was Giselle and Karen confronting Mia about her lying. Okay? I know, you're probably like, she lies every week, every day. Well, here's the thing. And I said this last week. I'm going to say it again this week. It feels weird. I get it. This is a reality show. This is about people being accountable, about the other housewives bringing up what's going on in other people's lives and storylines. I get that part. Something just felt weird about Karen and Giselle meeting together to be like, oh, we found out this tea. She's lying. So we're going to confront her at this event. And yes, they should confront her. However, I understood completely why Stacey had Mia's back on this one. She was just like, you're talking about her child. And we know Gordon and Mia were the ones to bring this whole paternity thing to television. But I got exactly where Stacey was coming from. You should have pulled her to the side, not in front of the group, to talk about this whole children aspect. But that's the thing about being on reality television. A lot of these folks get so caught up in creating a moment, producing reality television, that they forget about human decency. And I know, you're probably like, Mia needs human decency? Even Mia deserves human decency. We should not lose our decency because we are desensitized by reality television. And that's exactly what Stacey offers to Potomac. Because she hasn't been on reality television, she's coming in with a different perspective. And I love the fact that she did not bow down or kiss the ring of Karen Huger. She's coming with in the perspective, like, in real life, this is how I would handle it. But you saw Karen's reaction. She was just like, I'm paying attention to the energy of the room, and I noticed that Stacey is over there with Mia. Again, very mean girl behavior. That is what's standing out to Karen, is the fact that Stacey is not joining the mean girl crew. Sidebar, Dr. Wendy also felt the same way, but that could be because Dr. Wendy has been in this group for so long, so she feels like, oh, that's what you do. But here's the thing. Mia did also bring up Karen stuff, her DUI, her sleeping with multiple different men. Okay? So we get, did she have to go that low? Well, based off of the body cam footage, she didn't lie. I did see that Mia and Quad were on Watch What Happens Live yesterday. Mia reminded me, I know a lot of people like to make Mia feel like she is the best thing that's ever happened to Potomac. However, her Watch What Happens Live reminded me that she's not that great. She's not quick on her feet. She's not that entertaining or interesting. And usually Watch What Happens Live, you see some of the greats. We've seen the Nenes. We've seen the Kenya Moores. You even see Quad come on that show and be entertaining, deliver the shady remarks. Mia can't do that. Mia's not equipped. Just saying. But back to this, okay? So already Karen and Wendy. Karen and Dr. Wendy were like, what is Mia doing over there? Wendy goes to Stacey. She's just like, you need to pick a side. Why does she have to pick a side? Stacey, and again, I'm so glad that we know her astrological sign. She is an Aries. Aries are not going to follow people. Aries are their own boss. Especially a woman, they're bossy in their own right. And I mean that in the best way possible. So Stacey says she doesn't agree with Karen bringing this up at Mia's event, at Ashley's event. Okay? So the other thing, Wasey asked Stacey, which side did you stand on? It kind of flashed back to season 5 when Dr. Wendy was defending the whole, Candace and Monique situation. It kind of gave me that throwback, only for us to have the immediate karma of this episode at the end where Stacey reveals that Karen has never had Wendy's back the way that she has had her back the entire season. And they show us all of the examples. But I get it. Wendy thinks that Karen has had her back. So she's like, where do you stand? And Stacey's like, I stand where, first of all, why are we bringing this up at Ashley's event, reality television? But also, why are we talking about her, the paternity of her children? Stacey, please take my notes right now because I know you watch. Don't change. I told Sai last season on Roni not to change, and she did. She fell to the Bravo universe and what people had to say about her. No, stay who you are. Sidebar. Stephanie says, Aries rise up. Aries rise. Espos rise. Anyways, DB says, regular Robin don't count. She doesn't. But we have seen regular Robin be an Aries in early seasons. I don't know where she got lost. Maybe, again, being on reality television for too long. But Stacey, let me just say this before I forget. So Stacey revealed before she came on Real Housewives of Potomac, she was working on a fashion line with QVC. Because QVC is big for the fashion line, for things like that. I had an aha moment the next day. And I said, oh, Stacey, you're no fool. She's an Aries. I'm not an Aries, but I know a lot of Aries women. She is no fool. She's like, you know what? I'm going to leave QVC. I'm going to do Real Housewives. She never said this. I'm putting this together in my mind. And even if she didn't think it, Stacey, get on it. I'm thinking to myself, she was supposed to be working on a fashion line with QVC, decided she wanted to return to DC. Okay. Now that she's on Real Housewives of Potomac, she's a fan fave. She's doing well. A lot of people watch this show. The price has gone up. The price for that fashion line on QVC has gone up. Okay? So now Stacey can go back to QVC, not as an employee, as talent. Like, yes, let's do our fashion line, but the price has gone up. And I can present it myself. I have the experience. And it's a big money day for now. I have my own money along with my spousal support. She is no dumb. I had the aha moment. I was like, wait, what? What? Ooh, this is a hot take. And we appreciate hot takes. Please understand, if you don't agree with me, it's fine. Okay? Rack D, thank you for being a member. Rack says, I personally don't think that Stacey's telling the truth about Karen speaking on Wendy. Aries are half truth tellers. Well, right. I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm not going to disagree. Shut up. I know Aries women better than they know themselves. I'm telling you, I know a lot of Aries women. And I'm going to just tell you this. That's not far from the truth. But I will say this, Rack. I do believe her when she's talking about Wendy. Because here's the thing. I like Dr. Wendy, especially in this season. However, I have heard things from other people that have interacted with Wendy that have said she's not the most likable. I will say that in person. I haven't had that experience. I've never met her like that. She's been in spaces that I've been in, but I've never dealt with her. But I have heard things about that. But I do believe Stacey in this particular instance. Just saying. Nyla says that, but Stacey can't dress, so she fits right in. Come on. She fits right in. Look. But I think she would be perfect. Because remember, if she's starting a fashion line, it's not just her taste. She's working with different people to create a fashion line. I can see, look, people are gonna do it. Oh, Reign of April says, laughing out loud, now let me stop you there. We do tell the truth. Y'all just don't like it. Well, no. Look, I'm not going to dog out my Aries sisters, okay? But y'all do have an interesting relationship. Not like Cancers, okay? Oh, Virgilia says, I thought about you. Hold on, Virgilia. Where's your comment? Virgilia says, I thought about you, Kempire, when Stacey spilled the info on Wendy. Because we've talked about this before. I've heard that about Dr. Wendy. That is not my personal experience, but I've heard that. Exactly. Tina says, QVC isn't exactly Milan, Paris, New York City. Agreed. And this is perfect demographic for her. The women that watch this show, the Black women are killing it when it comes to marketing on Real Housewives. Bozema and now Stacey. I think she would do very well on QVC with a fashion line and maybe some homeware. Stacey, get on it. I already see it. Congratulations. Wait, look, congratulations. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Congratulations. All right? I'm sorry. I love you. Dimple says, what about Cancers? You just want me to talk. You just want me to talk about you Cancers, okay? Okay, says, what are we recapping Married to Medicine? 4 p.m. Eastern today. All right. Hey, Mr. Melvin. Mr. Melvin, this picture, man. Mr. Melvin says, do people say Wendy is hateful or something, Kemp? I wouldn't say they haven't used those particular words, but there's a certain energy about her that doesn't seem likable. But some people might say that about me. Until you really get to know me, there are some people that, people that I've collaborated with recently, they were like, I was kind of afraid to, reach out to you. I wasn't sure. So you just never know the energy that you're giving to someone until you actually get to talk to them and meet them. Okay. Rosalie says, Wendy came in acting ignorant. You can tell, arrogant. You can tell from the screen that she is arrogant. Well, I mean, that hasn't been one of the words that I've heard used about Dr. Wendy. But I have to say, I'm liking Dr. Wendy this season. She's giving me fun and funny. Okay? No personal storyline, but she's giving me fun and funny, which I'm fine with. I told you, you don't need a storyline if you are a good reality TV personality. But when she said to Stacey, you need to pick a side, you need to let people know where you stand on this. It gave me flashbacks to her first season. I was just like, I don't know about it. Especially, it's not going to age well for her when she finds out that Stacey was told by Karen that she's full of herself. Ariana, thank you so much for the super chat. Ariana says the live show was awesome. Besides there not being enough chairs. Oh, shade. I got a picture with Stacey. She's fantastic. Waiting on speed dating. If Sweet Tea can, you can too. and do a better job, right? Come on. We'll talk about Sweet Tea later, okay? I am so sorry to hear about not enough chairs. It did look like a fire hazard. It wasn't, but it did. I was like, wow, there's a lot of people here. But we'll fix that next time. I'll definitely be coming back to DC, probably for speed dating. Someone brought it up too. Okay, so back to this. So Wendy says that, okay, what side do you stand on? Then we get Ashley's drag performance.
It's this, honey.
I felt so uncomfortable watching Uncle Lump watch his niece bare her breasts to the world in front of all of us. All of this. I said, these two left feet, still two left feet, no matter male or female. Okay. She really thought she did something. Even her humping the floor was like two left feet. You're humping the floor, which says to me, okay, this is a Kempire After Dark conversation. Says a lot to me about you in the bedroom. What in the nutcracker is going on? Okay, shout out to Kate Chastain. I love Kate Chastain from Below Deck. And remember, Kate Chastain also did the Bravo chat room with Giselle and Portia. Okay, I was like, and I know a lot of you fast forward these scenes. I can't. I'm recapping. I'm talking about it just in case I missed something. Okay, I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss those two left feet. Okay, she was like, thinking that she's Janet Jackson. No. Lord have mercy. I was like, what is this that she's doing? Okay. But I give it to Ashley to have the nerve. Okay, the nerve in order to come out here on national television and show us those two left feet. She's like, I was like, what does she think she's doing? Is it okay, fine. Whatever. Shout out to the other drag queens and drag kings. I love a drag show. Those are some of the top tier entertainers. If you didn't know this already, top tier entertainers in just entertainment. They are comedians. They are performers. They are dancers. They are singers. They are fantastic. Some of the best. And then they do their own hair and makeup and costumes, some of them. So I understand why Drag Race is so popular. I never got into it though. And it's not because it's not a good show. I just never got into it. But shout out to them, okay? But Ashley, I get it. Ashley needs to figure out what she wants to do with her life and her career. Whatever. All right. Felicia says, Ashley's uncle looks so uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable. I had secondhand embarrassment watching this. Watching him watch this, okay? I got something in my eye. Oh, Lord. Long eyelashes. Woo. Okay. So Ashley pulls Karen up on stage and she performs. Sayla says, Kempire, you gonna get me fired. I have real tears. OMG. Sorry. I'm just telling you what I saw, okay? And I had to watch it twice. I said, what the hell is happening here? Okay? So Wendy, see, this is where Wendy is funny for me. Wendy says that Ashley finally put her rock hard body to use. You know what?
It's this, honey.
Oh my God, not her rock hard body to use. That was shade. Okay. If it wasn't shade, that's how I took it. That is exactly how I took it. So Wendy starts the conversation when Ashley's done with her performance. Of course, they are producers, okay? So Wendy tells Ashley what Gordon had told Ray. And Karen chimes in, and Ashley, remember when we saw the trailer and Ashley had that reaction? I thought something really went down when Ashley was like, B, you're lying. So I thought it was also awkward because, we talk about how Carlos's edits are weird. This was a weird edit on how we ended at Ashley's drag show and then we're on a completely different scene with the ladies going to lunch. I was like, so we're just going to end there. Ashley didn't confront Mia because Mia was still there somewhere. So Ashley has this big reaction. Oh my God, B, you're lying. You all lie. Every single one of you. But okay. So Ashley has that was what that reaction was from. I thought something actually happened when we saw the trailer with Ashley reacting like that. We thought something went down. But no, nothing went down. That was just Ashley reacting to Karen and Wendy bringing the tea that Mia has been lying about Gordon, and the paternity and things like that. And she's known it all along, whatever. So the next day, okay, after the commercial break, Giselle, Keiarna, Karen, and Ashley go to lunch. The food looked good. Y'all know y'all were looking at the food. The food looked good. Okay. So Karen talks about Mia defaming her character and how Mia has lied about the paternity the entire time she knew about the paternity situation in Panama and didn't bring it up. I get it. It's a reality show. But in real life, she didn't have to. She doesn't owe you guys anything. I can't believe I'm defending Mia, but I have to because I see all of this behavior and hypocrisy here, especially with Karen talking about withholding information. You said that you would be vindicated. The entire season, you said that you would be vindicated, only for us to see you not be vindicated. Thomas Jefferson's concubine. So every time, and this is not aging well for Karen, because you keep talking about how Mia's not being accountable, how Mia's lying to the group. This is exactly what you've done your entire time, though, being on Real Housewives of Potomac. But now we're talking about something very serious. And I don't think you thought that the world would see the body cam footage. I don't know whose decision it was. I don't know if the news outlet reached out and got the footage, decided to do it. I don't know. But you didn't count on that footage would see the light of day here. So Karen talking about defaming someone's character and someone lying and being accountable. Come on. Creme Brulee says, I still love Karen. Here's the thing. You can't be my friend if I can't hold you accountable. Doesn't mean that I love you any less. Doesn't mean that I don't think that Karen has brought a lot to Potomac and that Karen is funny. But when we talk about lying, accountability, defaming someone, you can't say all of that in the same season when you're not doing the same. Just saying. All right. Guys, we have over 1,300 of you here already on YouTube and Facebook. Shout out to those of you for being here. Don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We only have 300 likes and over 1,000 people watching. Are you hate watching? It's weird. Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Bianca says, I felt so uncomfortable watching Ashley, period. The mustache was gross. Disclaimer, I love drag and respect all forms of it, but this was not it. I agree. I agree. No need for the disclaimer. We all the women and the men, the gay men love a drag show. That's why they do so well, especially here in New York City where people go and they have like a whole venue where there's multiple venues, but there's like a big venue where people go for their birthdays, including heterosexual men, because they want to laugh. Drag queens are some of the funniest. I'm just saying, if not the funniest. Twangalang, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Twangalang says, hey, Kempire, DC show was great. My woo-woo shirt and shade you threw won't be forgotten. Can't wait for you to come back. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Why did this come through again? Did you send it twice, Twangalang? Can't wait for you to come back. Thank you so much, Twangalang. I appreciate the support, and it was great meeting you. I love when I see the merch in real life. I always forget to remind you guys that we do have merch. So if you want to, get stuff like, I'm going to work on this one. Asawi, I love you. I think that I need to make that merch. Don't you think? I think that should be merch. Right, y'all? Exactly. Kylo wins? I apologize. Says, you can't ask people to support lies and get mad when people question it. Karen. Just saying. She has like the perfect name. Teresa says, Kempire, please be live when the sentencing comes down. That's on the 29th, right? So on Wednesday, stay tuned. Thank you so much, Angel. Welcome back. Congrats on the DC show. Thank you so much, Angel. Appreciate you. All right. Mr. Mel imagines the Espos rise. I just feel like I should leave that for the leader of the Espos. But if she doesn't do it, I will be doing it. Okay? Will you guys wear it, though? Will you actually buy it? You know we love to say it, but will you buy the Espos rise? Trust me, if you wear it in public, people will be like, you watch Kempire? Espos rise. So I love seeing the woo-woo-woo sweatshirt in person because I only have the t-shirt and I have the hat. Woo-woo-woo. Asawi, I love you. Okay, focus. Focus, y'all. Just because we have a lot to go through, and I know a lot of you have opinions and thoughts. So Giselle, Keiarna, Karen, and Ashley, they meet up. They talk. Karen mentions that. But Keiarna, remember, Keiarna got her flute very late. So you can see them trying to add stuff to Keiarna's storyline at this particular moment, at the last hour. Next week is the season finale of Real Housewives of Potomac. So this week, they're focusing a lot on Keiarna's storyline. So Keiarna talks about an argument that she had with Greg, and it's about filming and being within this group. I saw a lot of people giving Giselle a lot of props. You guys, I think there are a lot of you that have been secretly loving Giselle this entire time. And now you feel like it's safe to say it. No, please understand, you could have said it here regardless of when Giselle was popular or unpopular, okay? I do think that Giselle's advice to Keiarna was solid. You know, she says that this is the advice that she would give to her own daughters. Okay. However, I'm not going to, because in the same episode, we have Giselle uplifting Keiarna, but at the same time coming at Stacey like a mean girl. So it's hard for me to be like, yay, Giselle, when her behavior and her actions are inconsistent. And for me, it's about consistent action. You can say a whole lot, but if your actions aren't consistent with that, your actions are telling me more about your character than what you're saying in a moment where it sounds good. But we'll get there. Okay? So the big issue, Greg feels that he has done everything that he should do to support her, but he isn't willing to do more. Here's the thing. On one hand, here I go twerking on a fence. On one hand, I'm okay with a person, a partner in this situation, not wanting to be on reality television. I'm okay with that. Because, you know, we kind of look at people like TJ with the side eye, so willing to film for whatever reason. What I'm not okay with, what I've seen with Keiarna, it's as if he wants her to dim her light. We've seen examples of this. But please trust and believe, based off of everyone's reaction to Greg, either these two are going to break up or Keiarna's not going to come back on this show. I just don't see Keiarna and Gregory staying together and still her doing the show. And this show is important to her. And then part of me was like, okay, I get it, why it would be important to her. It brings attention to her business. It will elevate her business. And look, being a part of Real Housewives is a big thing for a lot of people. Amy says, I've been wondering, Amy. Amy says Kay's probably going to pick Greg over the show. I don't know. At first, I would have thought that, especially how she's sort of behaved and highlighted him on the show. But then part of me is sort of like, maybe she won't. Which is not a bad thing. It's not. Because it's not just the fact that he doesn't want to be on the show. He's very archaic in regards to his beliefs and traditions. And their values don't seem to align. So for me, remember, when I first started looking at their relationship, I just saw him as a guy that didn't want to be on the show until we started learning a little bit more about him. The fact that she wanted to hyphenate her name. He's like, no, it's either my name or no name. Or we're not, like, holding the wedding as a carrot over her head. A carrot, literally. So these little red flags started to come up, but some of you've seen it already because you've probably dealt with a guy like this before. I haven't. So at first I thought, oh, he just doesn't want to be on the show. No. There are some real core value things where they differ. Greg, it's 2025. And I know Greg they probably have had conversations. See, this is why I didn't want to do the show. You see all these people talking bad about me. Please understand, please do not abuse this man on social media. Please do not, in his own comment section. Please do not involve his business because some of y'all love to do that as well. Because then you're just giving him more ammo against Keiarna, especially if she decides to stay with this man. Do you think she's going to stay? Like, for me, it's 50-50. I feel like she could stay and leave the show in her head thinking, I need to choose a man over, my future. No, Keiarna, please understand, you have a lot of men watching the show. Did anyone see Keiarna's new confessional look? Beautiful. She's gorgeous. And now I want to see Keiarna on the show without Greg. I'm sorry, Keiarna. But I'm just saying in my head. I'm not saying that that's what should happen. But in my head, I kind of want to see you outside of this bubble of Greg. I want to see who that woman is, because that woman is probably the same woman that had a hair salon, that started this med spa, that is, the girl that we all know and love when she was a friend of. I kind of want to see that. But sometimes these producers and networks make these women believe they have to have a relationship in order to be on this show. Look, Housewives, we don't want the entire cast to be single, but not everyone has to be in a relationship. Damn, Mr. Melon Magic says, "I'm sorry, but Greg is too busted to act this way, sir. You are a 2 dating a 10. That doesn't make you an 8." But here's the thing, and I'm sure a lot of women, because we'll talk about it when we do our next dating live, a lot of women are with men like this. That in our eyes, like, you are a prize. Not only are you beautiful, but you're educated, you're talented, and you love Europe cities. Sorry, I had to. Sorry. I had to, please. Okay. Okay. Anyways, but there are plenty of women very much like in Keiarna's position. It will be interesting to see how she answers these questions at the reunion and where she is with her relationship. Mind you, they're building a house together. And this is why a lot of people, like old school folks, will be like, you should never buy a house with someone that you haven't solidified your relationship with marriage or something else. Yeah. Either way, it gets messy. Kira, we're going to talk about that when we get to their date. All right. So Giselle gives advice to Keiarna. Keiarna gets emotional. She says she supports Greg 100% all the time. And she thought that he would support her on this, but he doesn't seem like he can support her on this. All right. So Mia picks up her shorty by nature, Ink, at the airport. Did you guys see her talk about Ink and their relationship? Okay. So Ink apparently does not want to do the relationship with Mia because she's on this show. It's not great for his brand. This is what she said on Watch What Happens Live. This is not great for his brand, him being on this show. Do you agree? I mean, you would have thought he would have thought about this before he came public with Mia. You being the other man. You mean Mia is not great for your image. Not the show. It's Mia that's not great for your image. So Mia says that's part of the reason why that's still her best friend that she doesn't follow on social media. Didn't they unfollow each other? With the dramatics. Okay. Toya says, what brand? I used to say, what brand? Look, we all have a brand, okay, on some level. Okay, no, we don't. I'm lying. Look, Kay says, what brand? Can y'all stop? Come on. He's got a brand.
It's this, honey.
All right. Anyways. Look, we know that these two are probably going to get back together. She said on Watch What Happens Live that they're still best friends, but his brand, it was being affected by being on this show. More so being affected by being with her. All right. But shorty by nature, if you wanted to get Mia something for Valentine's Day, because I'm sure that you will, use my discount code Kempire20 for $20 off at roseforever.com. Roses that will last you probably longer than your relationship. The rose forever is more permanent than ink. I saw we. I know you.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude.
Just saying. It feels that way. It feels that way. Oh, I love talking about this with you guys. Miss Esquire, thank you so... Oh, Miss Esquire. Shimmy. Like I have real breasts. Miss Esquire, thank you for the super chat. Miss Esquire, and thank you for being a member. Miss Esquire says, I just don't like people dipping their toe into the queer community to claim it for their own liberation with no regard to liberation of the community. Oh, that was a word. That was a word. Come on. Especially on a show that has allowed homophobia to run rampant. Come on, that was a word. Miss Esquire says, I just don't like people dipping their toe in the queer community to claim it for their own liberation with no regard to the liberation of the community. Especially right now with everything that's going on politically here in the United States, especially for our trans brothers and sisters. But when we talk about trans community in the Black community, all of a sudden the homophobia comes out, the transphobia comes out. Here's the thing. In all fairness, Ashley does claim that she is bisexual. So I'm just going to believe her on that one. Miss Esquire, thank you for another super chat. Miss Esquire says, Giselle. Oh, hold on. Exactly. Miss Esquire says, Giselle is like a broken clock. Maybe it is right twice a day, but I wouldn't trust it to get me anywhere on time. Okay. Natasha, thank you so much for the super chat. Natasha says, Greg comes off super cringe in the episode. I think they'll break up and he won't come back on the show. She has aspirations of fame and I think he wants a life out of the spotlight. And I'm so glad you said it that way, Natasha, because that's what I got in my head. So I always kind of look at somebody with the side eye that's looking for fame. But I also think that she wants to bring a spotlight to her business, which would be, this is a huge platform to promote her business. And I know her business does well already, but can you imagine what you get the Bravo effect with your med spa being on this platform? And mind you, this was already established before she signed her deal. So I don't know if the Bethany clause was in her contract. I hope not, Kay. I hope you didn't give them a percentage of your business. I don't think so. It was already established beforehand. Fingers crossed. I hope you looked at that. But yeah. I mean, look, Kay has the potential to be a great Potomac housewife. She does. Did it land this season? Not necessarily, but I think some of that might have been because of her relationship with Greg. But we shall see. Like, I don't want to advocate for anyone to break up, but it seems as if this might not be a relationship that is based on the same values. And that's important in any relationship. A love relationship or even a friendship. If you don't have the same values, some people can do that, especially as friends. That's just my turn-up friend. Okay. Big Miss Muffin, let me bring this comment up. Thank you for being a member. Big Miss Muffin says, I don't believe Ashley, but for real, I love you, Kempire, and our community. Can't wait to watch you talk about Young, Famous, and African, even though they ain't young. Yeah, I have to figure it out. Today's a busy day, so maybe tomorrow I'll do it. But I will be doing a Young, Famous, and African recap. But yesterday I did post about Annie and Tubabo, and apparently a divorce is looming. If you missed that, mods, if we can post a link in the chat. All right. So Mia picks up Ink from the airport, and Ink brings up the fact that Gordon has sent him a text about the paternity test that he had sent it to Mia weeks ago. Did you guys pay attention to Mia's face? Mia seemed like she was caught out there, like she was not prepared to be confronted about this. And Ink says, I don't believe that he actually did a paternity test. Only for me to be like, well, they did send an email with the results, and it said it was 99.9% accurate. Maybe. Anyways. And then he talked about he might need to talk with Gordon, and Ink says that, Gordon and Mia don't have any boundaries, and they're not having boundaries is affecting their relationship. Sir, the fact that they're still married might be the reason that it's affecting your relationship, and they have children that they have to co-parent. Okay. So that might be what's really affecting your relationship. I could have did without this scene, to be honest with you. I'm kind of tired of the conversation around Mia, Gordon, blah, blah, blah. But we'll get back to that. So Stacey and Ashley meet up at a dog rescue. I should never go to a dog rescue because I was looking at those dogs. If I went there, I probably would definitely take home a dog. Oh, those dogs were so adorable. I want a dog, but it's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility. And I move around too much. I have a lot going on. And I know what you're thinking. Well, Kempire, you can put it at a day. Who wants to put their dog all the time at a daycare? This week I'm here. Next week I'm somewhere else. That's a lot. I can't do that. I got to be free. What? All right. Alex says that, Alex, this is a gorgeous photo, Alex. Alex says that Ink isn't that smart. And neither is Mia. Okay. Let me see. On Twitter, Lessons and B Lessons says, I knew Stacey was smart and I love her, and she does have QVC taste. Yeah, I think it would work. I think it definitely would work. All right, so back to this. Stacey and Ashley meet up at the rescue. Okay, Miranda says, that's responsible, Kempire. See, I'm being responsible. Eventually, I'll settle down and I'll get a dog. But all my neighbors have dogs, so I can always do that. Ashley says, not an absentee dog daddy. And then you're going to be talking about me, calling me a stereotype. Okay. All right. So apparently Stacey's very involved in doing different charities. She even talked about that when we had her on stage, about being involved in different charities. And she's a socialite, it looks like, in the DMV. And so she's planning this event that's going to be a part of the season finale. I'm so mad that her event is going to turn to Ish. But it's called Struts for Strays. And she's inviting all the women to strut down the runway with a dog. And I honestly believe that Karen not doing it and Giselle subsequently saying that she's not going to do it is their way of sort of punishing Kathy I Am on Blue Sky. It's their way of punishing Stacey for not falling in line. It's not that they didn't want to do it. And I think if the tables were reversed, Stacey would have done it for them. This was their way of hazing Stacey. Because why wouldn't they do this? This is for a charitable event. Okay, we'll get back to that. So they're going to do this strut for strays. I think it's actually a really cute idea. Okay? I think it's a really, really cute idea. I think they should do it again. All right? I'd even come down and strut for a stray. As long as it's not being filmed. Not going to be doing reality television. I told y'all. Okay? So Stacey says that she had her second mediation. She has one more appointment. It seems like things are going well. She tells Ashley that she's planning to waive child support. She didn't mention to her about the spousal support. So maybe in Ashley's head, she's thinking spousal support as well. We already had Miss Esquire call in and explain to you guys legally that she can always go back for child support. She can't go back for spousal support. So that needs to be her focus. She's not waiving her spousal support. She's waiving her child support. And I believe that he's going to take care of Arabella. And if he doesn't, she can always take him to court. So I just think that's important for us to know, because a lot of us don't know that. A lot of us have never been in that situation. El Chap says, Kempire, have you ever thought about fostering dogs? Well, that's another option. But if I foster, I might fall in love. Like, I'm not giving my dog back. Just saying. I mean, that is an option, though. Or maybe I should just go volunteer at a rescue and just say, I will not be taking a dog home. Okay. Anyways, so she tells her, she gives her this update in regards to that. Ashley gives us an update on her divorce. And as you know, one of the big issues for her and Michael in her divorce is the fact that he wants this confidentiality agreement. But she knows if she signs that, she won't be able to talk about him or anything like this on the show, which is her biggest paycheck right now. Not her being a drag king or hosting these drag brunches. Okay. I would not go to see Ashley host a drag brunch. I'm going to see the drag queens. I'm not going to see Ashley. But I get it. Some of you want to be near a reality personality. Whatever. Not me. Okay? Mr. Melamac says, move me in as a dog nanny and pay me. Why would I need a dog nanny? Oh, for when I'm traveling for work? Okay. All right. So they talk about that. Fine. Stacey, I warned you before. I'm going to warn you again. Don't trust Ashley with your business. She's going to run with your business. Unless it's business that you don't mind her bringing it to the group, just remember that. Anything that you mention to her, it's going to be brought back to the group in some shape or form. Okay. I'll say, El Chap says, Kempire, my niece fostered until she found the one and she travels all the time. It worked for her with her schedule. Okay, maybe. Eventually. Can I enjoy my freedom for a second, y'all? Before y'all have me tied down with a dog and no man. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Just saying. Exactly. AGJ on TikTok says, enjoy it. Okay. Anyway, so she shares all this information in regards to what's going on with her divorce, Stacey with Ashley. Again, Stacey, don't tell her your business. Okay? Okay. Danielle says, wait, where'd Danielle comment go? Danielle says, what if Stacey just isn't talking about the kid part of her divorce, i.e. child support? But she has. She has said she had a whole meeting with an attorney last week talking about waiving child support, but she's not going to waive spousal support. Okay. And sometimes some of these folks, when it comes to child support, end up getting more than what the court would have ended up giving them. And every state handles that very differently. Just saying. All right, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. If you're watching the replay of this, be sure to let us know your thoughts and your rating of this week's episode. Are you looking forward to next week's season finale? How do you feel about it being the season finale next week? Are you ready? I think we are ready. I think we're definitely ready. If you saw the preview, you saw that they're going to include Karen's court situation. Because you remember, the season finale was filmed months ago, but they're going to insert, very much like what they probably did with regular Robin and her wedding, they're probably going to insert the court case. I wonder if they're going to show her body cam footage. I wonder, because I think we all, no matter how you feel about Karen, like her, dislike her, we all cringed watching that, and we hated to see that. I don't think anyone got enjoyment from that until she started saying Thomas Jefferson's concubine and you're poor and you're white. Just saying. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Keiarna and Greg heading to dinner. So you can see Keiarna at this particular, think about the timeline of things. Keiarna did not have her flute at the beginning of the season. It was towards the end of the season where our friends over at True TV Deeds came out and said that she had secured, after confirming that she had secured a friend of role, came back and said, oh no, she's going to be full time. So it was very last minute that she got her flute. And you can see that she's trying to start a conversation, because this is supposed to be a part of her storyline about her stuff with Greg. She's trying to talk about the argument that they had in the car, and he's trying to shut it down. Shut it down. And it's like, it's uncomfortable for us to watch, because she's trying to talk about it, because that is a part of her storyline. If she's going to get a flute, this is a part of her story. So he shuts down the conversation. He doesn't want to talk about it. They go into this restaurant. Danielle, is that the restaurant that we went to? Not this trip, my first DC show. Because it looked familiar. But anyways. So they go into the restaurant. You cameramen are shady AF. Okay? Why did we have to see Greg's flip-flops? Come on. Wait. Wait.
Shut up. That is so stupid.
Why? I had to rewind. If you're not paying attention, you totally miss it. Why did they close? I was like, why are we showing the feet right now? I mean, it's summertime. And this is another reason why Greg's going to say, you see them being shady, showing my feet. Like, we have no control over what's being shared on this reality show. I mean, come on. Dorothy says that he needs a pedicure. They were so shady. Those cameramen. And this is another reason why I wouldn't sign up for reality television, because you have no control over these moments that you don't even think about. And they're showing his shady, crusty, dry feet. Hey, Ashy. Sorry, I'm playing Greg. And now that I've pointed it out, some of you probably even missed it. And now that you're going to go back and laugh.
It's this, honey.
All right. Exactly. Hold on. Wait, someone sees where I'm coming from with this. Katrina says, see, that's why Greg doesn't want to be there. Come on. We have to twerk on a fence with me here. Because, yes, he can be misogynistic. He could be not the greatest man. But can't you see some of where he's coming from on why he might not want to be on reality television? I mean, there are some other issues that they need to deal with. But I can see. Oh, damn, Danielle. Danielle says, I saw them dogs. Winter says, nah, I saw them dad flip-flops. He has some Fendi pants on, though. Y'all are wrong. Okay, Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Bianca says, I agree with Miss Esquire, much like Wendy dropped us history note. Ashley should Ashley could have left people with a history lesson or something considering the climate in regards to drag, especially with a lot of these places trying to cancel drag brunches and drag things in the South. So you're right. A lot of that could have been used instead of us trying to prop her up in her next career endeavor. Because she's going to try and perform more as a drag king, probably as a live tour. No, I promise you, not interested. Okay. Amy J, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Amy J says, I agree with Stacey. Men will give more when they are not ordered to give money through the courts. Real men, though. And she might have a real man. She might know her man. Just saying. All right. So Keiarna, they continue their conversation. It seems as if Greg's energy shifted because he wasn't willing to have the conversation in the car, but he seemed a little bit more willing to have the conversation at the table. Okay. And I don't know if production stepped in and said that to him, but he seemed a little bit more open to having the conversation. Okay. But he does say to her, this is where he loses me, that she needs to calm the F down. And she says to him that she shrinks herself when she's with him. And she gets emotional talking about this. And she says that she thought that Greg knew how important this opportunity was for her. And as you may recall in her earlier conversation with the ladies, she was saying that everything for him, she supports 100%. And she thought that he would at least support her with this. Kay feels like Greg dismisses her feelings, but he denies it in that moment. Their conversation was so cringy. Not her, more so him. Because you could see that he's not listening to her. And again, this is not the only issue of being on reality television. I get it, where he would not want to be on reality television, but there's some core value things that they have in regards to just like the name. I'm like, what? She can't hyphenate her name? She has a business with the full-on name. I can understand wanting to hyphenate, but even if she didn't have a business, that's her right to hyphenate her name. That should not be a deal breaker. But we know there are plenty of men, and you might be married to one of those men, that would not marry you unless you took their name and dropped yours. I don't get that. I don't understand it. But again, I'm a gay man. All right. I know gay men that both have hyphenated their names. I'm not doing none of that. So let my future boo know. I'm not dealing with the paperwork. You lucky I don't drop my own last name. No, I'm not taking your name. I would say your name, but I'm not going to. But Surfer says Kay and Jazzy are boring. We did learn at the Kempire After Dark live experience in DC. Stacey says that she's very close with Jazzy. She had spoken to Jazzy right before the show, and she was trying to have Jazzy come with her to the show, but Jazzy had just come back from Brazil with her boo. That would have been fun, because I would have been like, Jazzy, explain the math. Oh, my goodness. All right, moving on. So we had that cringy dinner with Kay and Greg. Stacey meets with the ladies at Vivian's shop. We've seen Vivian on Real Housewives of Potomac multiple times. We saw her at the top of the season with when we were introduced to Stacey and Karen at her shop. Have you guys been to her shop? What did you guys think of her dresses? I saw some of the dresses that looked really nice. Vivian's been on the show for a long time. And apparently Vivian is one of those socialite women in DC. But for some reason, Vivian hasn't signed on to be onto the show. I don't know why, but she seems to know everyone. Okay. So Stacey says she invited all the women, and she got a text message back from Karen, basically saying that she, loves charities, but she won't be participating because of some of the statements that Stacey made at Ashley's event. Okay. Wendy asked Stacey, does she support Karen when she needs her the most? Because this is Wendy feeling as if Stacey needs to do more in support of Karen, and she understands where Karen is coming from. Okay? And Stacey made a comment. She used the word berated because she felt like they were berating Mia at Ashley's event. And Ashley says, berated is a strong word. Ashley, you were not there. Here we go. Flashback to season 5. Ashley, you were not there. How can you say berated was a strong word? How could you say that? And look, some people might agree with Ashley, but you saw the conversation. Ashley, you didn't see the conversation. So how do you know berated's a strong word? Okay, Ashley. Wendy tells Stacey what she should have said when Mia was disparaging Karen. But we also see, and shout out to the producers and editors, we also see all the times that Stacey has had Karen's back. Stacey, in that moment, is not going to toe the line because of you mean girls. And I see a side of Wendy. I'm like, Wendy, you've probably been on the show too long. You don't even realize that you're doing it. So Stacey is being real in this moment. She's like, no, I feel like you guys were coming from left field and attacking her about her children. So Stacey was just not, I don't agree with that. Even if you and me and we all agree with it, I can respect someone standing on something because they have legitimate reasons for standing on it. Okay. Amy says that Wendy was being a mean girl, enjoying the hazing. I saw a little bit of it in this episode. I was sort of like, and it could be because they've been on the show for so long, they know that this is what is expected. And please understand, Wendy is also towing the line of trying to keep her position on the show by accepting Giselle's changed narrative. She still drags Giselle this season, which I can appreciate, but she's also towing the line. So they have this conversation about what Stacey did in not defending Karen at Ashley's event. Okay. But that's not how I took it. That's how they're painting the narrative, that she wasn't, supporting Karen. Okay. All right. Sharon says, Stacey is right in principle, but Mia is not going to be a worthy recipient of her benevolence. Oh, I love the way you said this. Mia is not her friend either. Beware, Stacey. Agreed. 100% agree, Sharon. But you see, this is all of us twerking on a fence. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness, wait. Omni says, someone says it, Mean Girls versus Liar. Quite as it's kept, it's Mean Girls and Liars versus a liar. Karen is not innocent. Okay? But anyways, so Giselle arrives, and Giselle says that Stacey should have given Karen a heads up about doing this event at Vivian's shop. They flash back to a scene where Karen finds out that Stacey's hosting this, the ladies pick out their dresses and things like that. And it's at Vivian's place. Giselle believes that Stacey should have gotten permission. That's not the words that she used, but permission from Karen to, she says, Vivian was introduced to us as a group through Karen. Stacey, again, is not falling in line with the whole, reality TV mean girl behavior. Stacey is like, I've known Vivian before I knew Karen. There's no reason for me having to ask Karen to have my event or have this, dressing, situation, asking her permission. That's real. But they want to punish Stacey, and you see in that moment, Giselle's like, "Well, I'm not going to walk in it." And you didn't even consider some of us that might have triggers. Maybe I was bit by a dog, and Vivian's like, "Were you? Let's see the scar." And then she says in her confessional she was never bit by a dog. So why are you giving Stacey fever for a charity event? See, this is where it goes back to where people, Giselle's changed this season. Giselle has not changed. Right now, it's minute because everyone's going to be like, oh, this is Housewives. This is what Housewives do, blah, 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 blah. Until it's not about Housewives and it's about something more serious, which we've seen with Giselle. So she's sitting here lying, saying like, oh, I don't want to do this, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to do this because I got bit by a dog. And then they ask her in her confession, were you ever bit by a dog? No. Wait a second. Someone said something that I need to read. Hold on. Where is it? Vanessa says Carrie needs to get permission to drive. She does. Now she does. So Giselle's like, first of all, you should have gotten permission from Karen in order to have this event at Vivian's. Stacey's like, why would I need her permission? I knew Vivian before I knew Karen. We are actually friends. Then Giselle's like, I'm not going to walk in the show. So her and Karen won't be walking in the show. And these are the moments that I'm reminded. If I didn't know before, I definitely know now that Stacey is an Aries. Aries, fire sign, bossy. So she was like, whatever. So you can sit with Karen. at the event. This is a charity event. Giselle says to and even Dr. Wendy laughs. She's like, I didn't know you were charitable. I didn't know. And Stacey's like, what? You didn't know I was charitable. Dr. Wendy's laugh comes out. And she's like, what? I didn't know because you never donated to my GNA event, my 2 GNA events. You didn't donate. And look, I know this might not be relevant. However, I'm going to still point it out. If you go to the GNA website right now, which we know it's transitioned from apparel to something else that we still don't know what that is. Okay. And she was raising money for another organization. So she's saying that Stacey never donated to it. Stacey's is like, you kicked me out of the event. She probably didn't even know what the charity was because you kicked her out. And she was the one saying that we need to make it to Giselle's event as well. She was actually supporting your event. She wanted to be there for your event. Anyways, hold on. Let me address this. Where is this? Where's the comment? Hold on. Mia, this is not standing. Mia says, I've never seen Kempire stand so hard before. He's usually neutral. Y'all need to understand the difference of standing in what you truly believe versus because I'm not shucking and jiving for your particular opinion. Okay? Because I agree with how Stacey has addressed this doesn't mean that I'm standing. What I can appreciate is that Stacey's not falling for the okie doke on this show. And you also fail to realize, because I love when people, oh, Kemper, you're neutral. This is an opinion. And my opinion will go wherever it wants to go. So this is not standing. This is like, I respect the fact that she has her own mind in this group where we're not seeing it. So Osha says, wow, the site's down. Yeah, you can't even get one of those socks anymore. Cozy says, I need an Espos Rise shirt. Ryan says, Kemp has been definitely more opinionated recently. It's refreshing. I've always been opinionated. Okay. And that Miss Parker says, this is being neutral. Kemp could easily drag Karen and Jizzy. Miranda says, how are you standing? Exactly. I'm just saying. Anyways. And when Stacey's wrong, I will point that out too. Just in case you're new here. Anyways, moving on. So in regards to GNA, so Giselle says to Stacey, I didn't know you were charitable. You didn't donate to my charity. The charity that she got kicked out of? The charity that this website is sponsoring the event? The charity that people got kicked out of and they probably didn't even know what charity that they were supporting? But again, I don't think Giselle is being serious. I think Giselle wants to have a moment. Giselle wants to be a mean girl. Giselle is from a sorority. So she probably thinks, because they always say Housewives is a sorority. She probably really thinks that it's a sorority. So she's hazing Stacey. We saw that this season from Mia when they went on that group trip. She was like, we're going to haze the new girl. She didn't say it that way, but basically, we're going to put Keiarna and Stacey in the bunk bedroom. And I told you then that I love the fact that Stacey was like, I'm not falling for it. I love a bunk bed. I love a bunk bed. I was like, yes, that is how you respond. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. So Giselle won't be in the fashion show. Okay. All right. Wendy has a scene with Happy Eddie, and Eddie brings the news to her because she's talking about the next season of the Dr. Wendy show. And Eddie comes in and he brings the news that she's going to be able to go to the White House and interview the White House press secretary, the first Black woman to hold this position, Karine Jean-Pierre. Okay, so she's going to have her on the Dr. Wendy SFO show. Wendy says, you know what? You do know that the White House was built by slaves, and we know the story behind Karen's land in Surrey and how that used to be a plantation, and they bought the plantation. So she's like, I'm going to bring Karen. Well, we had the final scene of Real Housewives of Potomac, and that is with Stacey meeting with Mia. So here's the thing. Before we even get to what Stacey spills in regards to Karen, Mia says that Gordon was having a bit of a spiral and claims that his combo with Ray was a part of it. And it's a part of his condition. This is where Mia loses me. because we saw the conversation between Ray and Gordon. Gordon was not spiraling. We've had therapists call in. We've had people that have bipolar disorder call in and say he is not showing symptoms of spiraling or in a manic state. Okay? And this is why Mia loses me. Okay? But anyways. So she talks about that. And they show a scene where she calls Gordon. And look, based on what Gordon says over the phone, we're talking semantics. Gordon does not basically deny what he said to Ray. It's more so the timeline of how long did Mia know about the paternity test. So for me, that doesn't clear Mia or make Gordon seem like a liar. And look, Gordon's not innocent. Please understand, we're not defending Gordon at all. He married the woman, okay? I don't think Gordon is innocent in any shape or form. He's still married to the woman. He still wants to be married to the woman, okay? So they flash back to that. They show the conversation that Mia had with Gordon at Ashley's event. Stacey then reveals to Mia that Karen told her to avoid Mia because she's not Potomac. We believe this. We've seen Karen say this about other people. She's not Potomac. She said this about NECA. Congratulations to NECA. She's pregnant. She's not Potomac. You're in the wrong Potomac. A lot of the things that Karen has said over the years kind of land differently after you watch that body cam footage. So Stacey says that Karen told her to avoid Mia because she isn't Potomac. So Mia then says, oh, well, is Potomac getting drunk and swinging on bar stools? Is it Potomac to crash into trees? And then all you see is Stacey's face like the. All right. Stacey then tells her that Karen told her not to be friends with Wendy. She says that Wendy is self-absorbed and completely out for herself. This is what Karen apparently allegedly told Stacey. I believe Stacey. I don't know about y'all, but I believe Stacey because we've seen Karen say similar things before about Mia and about other people. And we also seen Karen lie over the years, but more importantly, lie about something very serious this season. Stacey says that Karen, in unseen footage, we flash back to Vivian Schaub, and in that one, that's where we see Stacey drop tea about Dr. Wendy poaching board members. Someone remind me, and maybe one of the callers can remind me. I feel like we heard this before. I just couldn't remember if it was in regards to Wendy about poaching board members. Was it Wendy? I couldn't remember because I felt like this was tea from many seasons back on Potomac about someone poaching board members. And I think it might have been about Dr. Wendy. Just say, Danielle says, it's kind of Potomac. It's just not broadcasted on reality TV. Well, that's scary. All right. So if you're a member of the channel, I'm going to drop the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts and opinions on the Real Housewives of Potomac. I am going to limit your time because I need to go rewatch Married to Medicine, okay? Make sure that you're respecting the timer. But let me drop the call-in link first for our members. So if you're a member of the channel, we're going to drop the call-in link on the community tab here on YouTube. Shout out to those of you that have been sharing your thoughts and opinions in the live chat. And yes, look, I might not like your opinions all the time, but feel free. As long as you share it in a respectful way, but also be prepared for a response. Look. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. All right. And don't forget, guys, our friends over at Rose Forever are sponsoring today's live recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And don't forget, you get a discount with the discount code Kempire20 for $20 off. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Don't wait. Okay? Don't wait. More information will be available in the description. All right. And if you haven't already, live chat, be sure to like the video. We have almost 2,000 of you watching on YouTube. So once you like the video, let's get to 800 likes. I think that's fair. I really should say let's get to 900, but let's get to 800 likes and I'll drop the call and link for you. Are you guys just watching to watch? Are you hate watching? I just don't understand why 1,000 of you haven't liked the video already. If you've been here this long, I've been talking for like an hour and a half. Okay. Shout out to the members. The members are already lined up in the back. So if we don't get to 800 likes, then I won't be dropping the call. Like, Amy, thank you so much for another super chat. Amy says, it was hazing from Jen Toussaint and the girls. Ooh, Jane Toussaint and the girls. Wendy comes from the sorority sisters background, so it's par for the course. Well, that's true too. Kim, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Kim says they didn't want Stacey to have a successful finale event. Also, Wendy came on the show wanting to join the Mean Girls Alliance. She was shocked when her education didn't earn her blue eyes. Ooh, damn, y'all reading the girls. But it was giving that energy this episode. I will say that. It was definitely giving that energy. I was like, Wendy, what? What are we doing? What are we saying? Okay. Thank you, Missy. Missy says 4 haters from the for the haters watching from the bushes. It's okay. Shout out to the 740 of you that have liked the video already. We appreciate the support. Okay? Dr. Wendy, I think, just disliked the video. Anyways, Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Bianca says, even though Karen tried to poison Stacey against Wendy, Stacey has her own mind. And Stacey says that based off her experience of Wendy, she found that not to be true. And that's a good thing about Stacey. You know, some of these people come into the show, and we've talked about this on reality television. When someone has poisoned your mind to people, they treat you that way. NECA. They treat the people differently. But Stacey was like, I'm going to keep an open mind. She's an Aries. They're not falling in line. And she remained open based on what we saw. Who knows? Wendy might have a different experience. Bianca continues. She says that Stacey has her own mind. She hasn't treated Wendy badly. She's a class act. Love her. And you guys were showing a lot of love to her at the show. A lot of love. All right. DB says Stacey isn't a dum-dum. All right. All right. We're going to get to our callers because we have a long line backstage. Members, please respect the timer. Let me put on my disclaimer. And before I do, though, guys, don't forget the Kempire After Dark Live Experience show is coming back to New York City at the Green Room 42 on Friday, February 21st for Black History Month, featuring our girl, the Brooke Ashley. So be sure to get your tickets today. There is a live stream option as well. More information will be available in the description. All right. And shout out to Taria Faison from the What Else Was Going On podcast, who was our MC for our DC show. She did an amazing job as well. So thank you to her. Shout out to Union Stage and everyone there at Union Stage. We appreciate them handling everything for our live show and making it such a success. All right. Speaking of DC, let's bring up Danielle. Danielle, what did you want to share?
Can I make an apology first?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if this was the young lady that I spoke with on Friday night about the seating, but your voice is heard. Apologize. It's handled. We know for the next time. Work in progress.
Thank you.
I just want to adjust the super chat from early when the super chat mentioned about the seats.
Yes.
Yeah. So I did speak to someone personally when she came in, and I hope I didn't come across abrupt because I was actually in the middle of running to handle something else. But I heard you. I've given it to Kemp. Obviously, we heard you. Your voice is heard. We will address it. It's not going to happen again.
Never. Okay.
Okay. So real quick, as I was watching the episode, I would like to know the timeline between Kay and what's his name? Gary, George. What's the boy's name? Greg. Because some of these things, they've been dating for 2 years, she says. If they've been dating for 2 years, she's only been on the show for 2 seasons and a friend of before. Did they have the conversation of how this show would affect both of their businesses? Would it uplift the businesses? Like those conversations are something you have with your spouse, significant other, boyfriend. So did she do this even though he said, I don't think it's in the best interest? Because we've seen how this can happen or what can happen to relationships. We already know the internet PI system is a vicious system and they will find out everything. Are there things that she just went ahead and did? And he also said that, and she said it too, he supports her, but it's like, this is the one thing he doesn't support because he didn't want to be on this platform. No. So I'm riding the fence with it. I didn't always quite agree with Giselle's suggestion or advice because she had a choice. And are you going to take the again, I want to know what the conversation was when they talked about her coming on this show. Was it to uplift their business? What was her goal to be on the show? Was it to be famous or was it for that's the conversation I would like to know about, but he's not going to have it on camera.
Nope.
And to your point, the ethics of all of it, the name, that name hyping is really bothering you too.
Not really, but it's the one thing that stood out to me.
Okay, but yeah, I want to know the timeline. They dated 2 years. Oh, the other thing, real quick. How do you move in? How do you buy a house with somebody that you've never lived with yet? Because she also mentioned that them living together now, because they're living together, I guess maybe her lease was up, so she's moved into his house, into their house. How do you buy a house with someone? Because a purchase of a house is a big purchase. How do you purchase a house with someone you've never lived with? Okay, bye.
Thanks. Shout out to Danielle. Danielle was helping us out at the DC show as well. All right, Tyler's backstage. We're going to bring Tyler up next. Tyler, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
I just want to say, Gordon's in mania. Oh, I'm sick of her. I am sick of her. I watched her on Watch What Happens Live last night. I don't know if you watched it. Yes. It took everything in Quad not to completely read her. I was watching Quad's face like, girl, you sound stupid. Even at one point, Andy was looking at her like, girl, what are you talking? Did you see that? Like, Andy was looking like, what is this? Like, Mia is a bird brain, and it's time to just stop. Like, seriously. As far as Stacey, I love Stacey, but Stacey, if you were defending anybody else, I would have been on your side.
I know.
I wouldn't defend Mia getting hit by a car on the side of the road.
No, come on.
I cannot with Mia. Mia and her overdrawn lips. I just cannot with Mia. I cannot. And her hair, that bob looks like broom straws. You know those old wooden brooms with the straws at the bottom? That blonde bob looked like broom straws. I hate it. She needs to take that out of her head. Whoever did her hair, she needs to sue every hairstylist in the DMV area for putting that blonde in her hair. She looks awful. That's it.
She's gone back to black, though. What did you guys think? Tyler, quickly, what did you think of her new confessional look?
It looks like she got that wig from the Vivica Fox collection.
Shut up. Goodbye, Tyler. Bye. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect my girl, Vivica Fox. All right, sidebar. You know, I ended up watching, I don't know why I thought about this, but maybe black actresses. I started watching Harlem. Season 3, the final season, they have the first 2 episodes available. Harlem is still Harleming. Here's the thing. Look, here's the thing. You know how I feel about the whole Jonathan Majors and Megan Good situation. I do look at her differently. And I also have to say to myself, it's not like some of these other actresses that transform their personality and their vibe and their energy. Megan Good is not that good of an actress in regards to changing the energy. So when I see her in this role, I see Megan Good, even though it's not. And I love Harlem, but it's hard for me to watch. But anyways, we'll talk about that at another time. All right. Let me bring Ellie up next. Ellie, what did you want to share?
Oh my gosh. Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
So I'm giving this episode an 8.5 because though the past episodes have been a little lagging, this one, my attention was kept, and I could just tell, even whether I was upset or laughing, the girls were working. And I also love the Brooke Ashley. I've been watching a lot of her. Anyway, so I just want to come on here and say, unlike Todd on SLC, it seemed like he didn't know what he was getting himself into. It seemed like he came into the reality show, also doesn't like it, like Greg, but he didn't really know. Greg had more, it seems, knowledge of what this could be and what this is. It's not like reality TV is started yesterday. He kind of knows. And he actively said yes. Nobody's forcing that mic on him. Nobody's strapping him down, making him say words. And I just feel like he said yes in the kind of way where it's like, fine, I'll do it, but I'm going to complain the whole time. Like, what a chump way to say yes. If you're going to tell her, yes, I'm going to do this with you, then do it. Otherwise, just say no.
Yeah.
So that's my take.
Perfect timing. Thank you, Ellie. I agree. Thank you. Yeah, I think we do have to give Greg accountability. We have to hold him accountable for, you're a grown man. You should do better in regards to taking your own accountability for deciding to do the show. Kim, thank you so much for the super chat. Kim says it was Charisse saying that Monique poached her friends for charity. No, it wasn't that one. I remember that too. Or maybe it was that one. y'all will remind, but I do remember that one. But something tells me that wasn't the only time. Our blessed 11 says, as a LMSW, what Mia is doing with manipulating Gordon's mental health is dangerous. Yeah, we had a lot of mental health experts weigh in, and I appreciate you weighing in as well. It is dangerous and it's irresponsible. Even if that's what she believes, she needs to do her homework before saying stuff like that on television. All right, let me bring up, because we have a long line backstage, and this is just members, okay? I'm going to drop the call link in the live chat, too. It's about to be a situation. I got to get out of here, too. All right, let me bring up Sharon. I promise not to do any more sidebars. Sharon, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
Thanks for having me again.
Of course. How are you?
I'm good. And you're going to start making me take astrology super serious because I'm an Aries. And every time you say you love us, I agree. I love you too. Anyway, Ashley dancing in front of her Uncle Pappy and Mammy and Auntie with her chi-chis out sent me. And I was enjoying it for a second until I remembered the whole family's there. Listen, I'm body positive, but dang. Anyway, so shout out to Eddie for being the one good, supportive husband on this cast. He is such a light. I love how he brought Wendy's good news to her. And, Fred, TJ, to some extent, Ink and Gordon, they're so small in some ways. It's like they're not enough, so the women have to be too much. They have to dim them. And it's so sad to see. All these women are beautiful in their own way. And they can learn from the Eddies. And Chris, too, to an extent. He was a very supportive husband to Candace. They had their moments, of course, but I think overall he was a good guy. And lastly, Stacey's a lot like me. I think she tries to believe the best about people and advocate for them, but will also stand up for herself. But she kind of, I think, is susceptible. Oh, that's it. I just hope that be careful in the future. Thanks, Kempire.
Thank you, Sharon. And Sharon's an Aries, so that's why you probably could relate to Stacey. Delon's backstage. We're going to bring Delon up next. Delon, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. First, I want to say Greg he does not like Keiarna at all. Because how can you deny dismissing her while dismissing her? So, Chop, she can forget about her ring. She's not a thirsty ring girl to begin with. Isn't that what she said? So, next man.
Oh.
Period. But Mia, I agree with Stacey about them coming for her. But Mia deserves these lashings because she brought that to these women. And she played into that storyline, talking about it's a possibility, but you said you got IUI. So your lashings are deserved, but the timing is very, very bad. So I understand. And Giselle is back to her mean girl works. It's it's like really unnecessary at this point because we've seen that you guys are actually friends. You're just taking up for Karen because you feel bad for her and her situations. But that's all I have to say.
Perfect timing. Thanks, Delon. All right, we're going to bring up April next. April, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Kempire, you can hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, yes. Okay, so Greg, I love you, Keiarna, but Greg has more important things to worry about, like his receding hairline and him needing to put lotion on his feet. Coming from a Black household, we all know we carry the essentials: deodorant, personal items, and lotion, because you never know who's going to see you or where you're going to go. That's why they said always dress your best. So yeah, he has more things that he needs to worry about because it's given a mess. Never seen it for Giselle. And that's pretty much it. I just want to say I think Greg, just needs to get his life together and just go somewhere else. Have a good day, Kempire.
Thanks, April.
Oh, and also shout out to Team Aries.
Oh, okay. Team Aries. Bye, April. April's probably not even her real name. All right. We've got Miss Esquire backstage. Miss Esquire, what did you want to share?
Hi. So after Potomac and Married to Medicine, I'm almost ready to ask Bravo to dismantle the DEI department because these shows are really working my last nerve. Just, we don't have to be inclusive. Let's just get rid of it, okay? Here's the thing. I don't want to see Mia on my screen if it doesn't come with Gordon, because nobody gags Mia like Gordon. Nobody spills Mia's tea like Gordon. And baby, I live for him. Give him a cherry blossom tree because I live for him. Also, watching Quad as a shade assassin with Mia as a stunt queen on Watch What Happens live last night. All my love. With Keiarna and Greg, I mean, Keiarna wants to be the total package, and she has defined the total package as a woman who has a man. And that is so unfortunate for her, because a lot of single Black women who are very successful define it that way as well. And what ends up happening is then you have to partner with somebody like Greg, because that's what passes for a good guy out in these streets these days. This man is small, and he cannot stand standing in her light. He is going to make her smaller. She needs to run, or at least get a prenup. That's it.
Thank you, Miss Esquire.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my goodness. Guys, please understand, some things when made in a joke is not literal. I see some of you in the chat taking things that she said literally. Come on. All right. Daff is backstage. We're going to bring Daff up next. Daff, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. After watching the episode, I realized with Greg, I don't dislike him, but I don't like him for Keiarna. And I'm hoping that I know some of the husbands say they don't watch the episodes, but I do hope that he does watch them just to see how he comes off. I do understand there's an age difference between them. And he is very old school, traditional, kind of like how our grandfathers were.
Yeah.
And just what he said when he was dismissing the fact that she said, "You make me feel small," and he was dismissing her feeling, that brought me back to like my late father and his generation, and how they, and I'm in my 50s. So it is kind
60s.
of, archaic, but I think, yeah.
You look
I'll be
amazing.
53 next month.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you. It's Aquarius season.
Yes. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. But that being said, I do recognize that, and I hope he can take a look at that and kind of work on himself. But I don't see them staying together if he doesn't do that. And last, so I could jump off and respect the time, I am so proud of Stacey for standing up for herself, because she's the epitome of they take your kindness for weakness, and she's showing that pretty ain't soft, pretty and punk don't go hand in hand.
Thank you, Daff, for calling in, and happy early birthday.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. How old is Greg? Wait a minute. Do we know how old Greg is and what the age difference is between them? Because I think Keiarna gives very youthful energy, so sometimes that I thought they were age appropriate, meaning like they weren't too far from each other. Do we know? Can someone confirm for me? How old is Greg? He's in his 40s. So, and Keiarna is what, in her 30s? I don't know. I need to know. Because the way she made it seem, I was like, wait, is Greg? Let me focus. There's a line backstage. For those that were trying to call in, you can try and call in again. And for those that are, once you speak your piece, please hang up, because the green room is full backstage. We have Toya backstage. We're going to bring Toya up next. Toya, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I just wanted to say, for like Black women, when it comes to us dating, we get told that we are like too much of alpha females, we're too independent. And I think that Kay may be struggling with that per se.
Wow.
But I just don't feel like Greg is the right guy for her, because he's worried about her image on the show, but he's kind of embarrassing her in that scene. Why agree to do this dinner date and you just, play her the way you did? Like, you embarrassed her. Yeah. And Kay, I mean, you see what Dr. Wendy, we see Eddie come in and he's like, "We got you the White House," supporting her dreams. And even when he didn't agree with her starting the restaurant, he had some points about the budgeting issue. Yep. So you can get with someone that may have opposing views, but not embarrass you on camera. I did want to say real quickly for Stacey, you see what Giselle is going through. I wish I talked about this on the show, but with her dad and the will, who changed the will? Probably the new wife. Okay, so when someone gets married, they can do things to cut the kid out.
Yeah.
And she's an adult, and it's completely different. I mean, it's different, but please, if he's such a great guy, why not get something in writing that he wouldn't have a problem with? All right, that's it for me. Have a good one.
Thanks, Toya. Take care. I mean, there are all kinds of benefits to that. But like I said, I do believe that it's very common where people do end up waiving child support because they're in a relationship with, or was in a relationship with a man that has and probably still is taking care of their child or children. But like we had an attorney call in and say, well, you can revisit child support at a later date if he does end up changing. Okay, let's move to Amy J. Amy, what did you want to share?
Hey guys, I missed Friday because I actually brought the tickets, but I wound up having to I had to go to work that day.
Oh.
So I know it was so messed up, right? I was trying to sell them on your, oh, well, never mind. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so Stacey, I agree with Stacey because when I was going through my court case with my ex-husband and we were breaking down the assets and stuff, and I was talking with the lawyer, they was like, you know, in best interest of the child, courts don't really, first of all, men don't really like to be controlled by a court telling them what to do. And he was like, and if it's a man that's like a genuinely like good man when it comes to taking care of his business and family, he's going to take care of his child. So the more you give them access, the more you include them in the child rearing, the money just comes falling out the pocket. So I don't think I think she looks at his relationship with the child. So I don't think what she's saying is wrong. I think a lot of people are just looking at the worst possible scenario, but some people are just going to take care of their kids no matter what. So that's kind of, I think she needs to focus on herself right now, getting the alimony and making sure she's good. And like you said, you can revisit it. But the way she speaks of him, and I know people change, but some things just don't change. If a person's caring for their kid, they're going to take care of their kid. And then that was it. But I did want to say Wendy is acting like James Toussaint's little minion. And I feel like from the beginning, Karen never liked Wendy. And that was true. It was on all that thing you were talking about. It was reported by that woman who blogged that basically got exposed online for how she looked.
All about the tea.
Yeah, she was going behind and trying to get into the group with Karen, and Karen felt the way she did it was like very like sneaky, like trying to force her way into this little organization.
Right.
So Wendy does have the fangs to do that, and I'm just not trying to no shade to soror girls, but that hazing thing is natural for them. It's not a big deal. So that's all.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Amy. All right. I knew I heard it from somewhere, but okay. So is Stacey confirming that tea from back then? Ooh. All right. Miss Sharon's backstage. We're going to bring Miss Sharon up next. Miss Sharon, what did you want to talk about?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm fine. Bon temps relax. We headed to the Super Bowl.
Uh-oh. Congrats.
The Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Congrats to Philly.
You're right. That whole charity thing, what is it? Dress for Pets or whatever?
Strut for Strays.
Oh, Strut for Strays. I like the concept, but I think Stacey should have asked the ladies if they wanted to do it instead of like telling them that they were going to do it. Because Giselle did make a good point. You never know if somebody may have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with dogs, or if they're allergic. It seems like she just told them that they were walking.
Yes.
But I didn't like the way that Giselle kind of put it, the way she said it, and her whole explanation about Karen not doing it because she didn't tell her first that she was going to Vivian. That was stupid.
Yeah.
I laughed when she said that, but that's basically all I had, and I just wanted to let you know the Chiefs is going to three-peat.
Oh.
Or cheat-peat.
Okay. They gonna cheat? What do you mean? Okay, goodbye.
All right, bye.
All right, because we have a long line, so I'm going to try to get to everyone, but I have to go. I will be live at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. PST for our Married to Medicine recap. Shout out to those of you watching on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and those of you watching on Facebook, the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. Be sure to follow us there if you haven't. And, of course, subscribe to us here on YouTube. Shout out to you, all of you, for 900 likes. Kimberly, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Libra Gives Life, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support. And Delon, thank you so much for the super chat. Delon says, I told y'all Mia had a straw broom wig. It's awful. Damn. Okay. Dr. Sarah, thank you so much for the super chat. Dr. Sarah says Stacey is low-key aiming to be the new Giselle, a better instigator of drama and group opinion leader. She's befriending Giselle, production, and the group. That's a nice hot take. Okay. Queen Day says on the show, in regards to Keiarna and Greg's age difference, it seems as if when she was doing the show, she was 36 and he was 43. So that's only what, a 7-year age difference. Not bad. Yeah. And then maybe 37, 44. Yeah, I mean, that's not big, but maybe, I don't know. I think they just have very core, like, different values, which is important. And a lot of people don't talk about those things before they get married. All right, Maisha's backstage. We're going to bring Maisha up next. Maisha, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got my earbuds and I'm delivering these people mail.
Yeah.
This is my second time calling it. I did want to touch on Keiarna, and I was just about to say during filming, she did say she was 36 and he was 42.
Oh.
So it's not like a big, huge age difference. But I was triggered by the situation because I used to be friends with a girl who was with a guy. He wanted to change everything about her. He was like, I don't like when you say this. I don't like when you do that. I don't like. Hey, she was in her 40s. She ain't that age. She had never been married and she wanted to be married and stuff like that. And I was like, girl, you can't, like, don't be with a man that's trying to change you, that's trying to diminish you. You have to, because it's not gonna work.
No.
And I get you want to be married and stuff, and you've been with him for a certain amount of time, but you gotta love yourself more than you love him. And I think that's what Keiarna missing. You gotta love yourself for more than you love him.
Yeah.
I'm married. I hyphenated my last name. You know what I'm saying? It's about y'all sitting down and making it work.
Yeah.
And figuring out what's best for y'all.
Question.
And one more thing, Kempire.
Yeah.
I know that's the buzzer, but I know you recap Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I'm right outside of Huntsville. I did not know that I delivered to the Scotts. My sister pointed their house out to me. Right, they're here temporarily, like till they get their house built. But she was like, "Oh, this is where they stay."
Marceau and Tisha. Oh,
yes, And they ordered 8 TV screens one time. I was like, y'all showing y'all, you know what? But I just wanted to just give you that. It was random, but I just wanted to give you that.
Wait, Maisha, they ordered 8 TVs?
Yeah, like TV screens. They weren't like real huge TVs, but I had to deliver them. Because where they're staying now is temporarily. They've been there for like 3 years while they get their house built.
That ain't temporary. That's not temporary. That's residence.
Well, this is what my sister told me because she went to college with them at Alabama A&M. She knows them personally. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to just give you that random bit of information. And I meant to tell you last week, but it slipped my mind.
Can I ask you one other question? In regards to the hyphenating of your name, did your husband have a problem with that?
Oh, no. He didn't care.
Oh, see? Okay. Well, Maisha, thank you for calling in.
You're welcome, and I love everything you do, Kempire. Keep it up.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate you. Everyone's showing love to our postal workers in the live chat.
Period. Thank y'all.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. You too.
Oh, I didn't see Miss Bernice. I should have brought Miss Bernice when Miss Sharon called in. Miss Bernice.
Hey, what up, though, everybody? How y'all doing this Monday morning? Well, after.
We are great. How are you?
I'm fine. And go Eagles. Okay. What I got to say? Okay, my time is limited.
Mm-hmm.
Greg is the type of person, whereas he's going to be attracted to you for the qualities that he like in women, but he's going to downgrade you, like he showed everything that makes you stand out, that makes you to diminish you, like he's doing to Keiarna. If she stays in that relationship, she's going to be a totally changed woman because he's going to nitpick at everything that makes her to make her the woman that he wants.
Yeah.
Not the woman that he needs. There's a difference. The woman that he wants.
Yeah.
So that's a red flag. Stay away from men like that. They come in all the age range, young and old. Because that scene when Keiarna took food over to his office and all those people was annoyed when she came through that door, go back and look at that scene.
Oh.
And even Greg was annoyed when she came in there. I'm bringing food to y'all.
Yeah.
Oh. Y'all annoyed at my mere presence? That was another red flag.
Oh. All right.
Yes.
All right, Miss Bernice, thank you for calling in.
Okay, kiddo. Bye-bye.
Go Eagles.
Yes, go Eagles. Go.
Miss Bernice. Miss Sharon gonna end up calling back in. All right, let me get to the next caller. Winter's backstage. We're gonna bring Winter up next. Winter, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Okay, so with Keiarna and Greg, I'm just like, I want to know. I wish she would have came in more to the season, just talking about how she built her brand, how she built her med spa. Like, why would you base it upon this man that doesn't want to be on camera with you? Like, I just feel like I'm glad she addressed it. What we were all thinking, that you're dimming your light for our relationship. But there's a reason why he got divorced. Like, what happened with that relationship? Why did he get a divorce? You saying that y'all only been together 2 years, that's puppy love. You could easily break up with him and find someone. So in a way, I feel like maybe it's the pressure of feeling like, oh, I'm a middle, I'm in my 30s. Usually when you're in your 30s, you feel like you need to be married, you need to have kids. So I feel like it's kind of that, but don't ever settle. Like, you're successful, you're beautiful, you know how to dress. I'm confused as to why she feels like she needs to do this, like give this relationship a try.
Yeah.
But besides that, Ashley, you really showed your boobs in front of your uncle. Like, that was so cringe. Too cringe. I'm sorry. I'm ready to delete my uncles and aunts off my Instagram. Oh. She showed her boobs.
She's weird.
I can't get over it. It was so cringe. And then you saw the uncle's face, right? Okay, just saying. And yeah, they showed it. All right, bye.
Bye, Winter. In all fairness, I always like to remind you guys this. These reality TV personalities have no control over what is going to air. For all we know, Kay could have shown her business, could have shown so many other aspects of her personality that we don't know about, and they decided to focus on this relationship. Just keep that in mind. All things reality tea we're going to bring up next. All things reality tea, what did you want to share? You're muted. All things reality tea. Hello? Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Drop out all things reality tea and call back in. Sometimes that happens. All right. We're going to bring up NYCMP next. NYCMP, what did you want to share?
You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
I have to, it's the thing. Also, Gigi, Mama Lee, and Foxy, y'all beautiful, beautiful heart, beautiful souls. We don't like Greg. He's bad. Look, I've dealt with these men too many times. They just are toxic and they suck. No. Get rid of them, okay? I had other things I wanted to say. I can't remember right now. I'm dealing with a very painful tooth situation. That's part. You're beautiful. Love y'all. Thank you for allowing me to be part of the community. That's all I got.
Thank you. Take care. All right. We did that in like 30 seconds. All right. We're going to bring up Kari next. Kari, what did you want to share?
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Oh, I hate when that happens when I come on. So first I want to start off by saying every time someone denies Mia's desperate thirst for attention, an angel gets their wings. So I think we should stop talking about her. But I will say about Stacey, she has the right to defend anyone she wants to and stand on her principles. That's you, girl. But I'm side-eyeing anyone that's not a licensed therapist who feels sympathy towards Mia. Because what clinically do you see that makes you want to be on her side? You gain nothing from being her friend but bad habits. Look at Jacqueline. That's what you want to end up like? Oh, okay. I love the drag scene. It reminded me of a night out with my friends. And I like Ashley showing her queer side on TV because whether people want to acknowledge it or not, she is a queer woman. Like, we were dragging her and Michael for their bedroom sharing activities, but now we want to pretend like she don't like girls. Okay. I haven't met a Greg on these shows that I like besides one. That needs to be the only one that we ever acknowledge. Okay.
Greg
doesn't... Listen.
Greg, let me finish this. Greg doesn't want Keiarna on the show because he doesn't want how horrible he is documented. That's in my opinion. She might watch the show and wake up from that brainwashing hypnotism that he has her under. She spent more time crying about this skid row patriarchal relationship than she has showing us why she deserves to be on this show. And that's irritating, whether it's production, whether it's her, I don't care. Bring me Jassy back, okay? Because she gave us a little oomph. She was shutting doors in Ashley's face. I need that back. Thank you.
Thanks, Kari. Yeah, I think Jazzy needs a second chance next season. I'm looking forward to seeing what she might offer us next season. I feel like there's more. I just don't know about that relationship though. Jazzy, if the baby's mama and you guys haven't had a conversation, you guys aren't good, don't come back next season, girl, because I feel like it's gonna get ugly. All right, Eli's backstage. Eli. Hold on one second, Eli. Let me bring you up. Eli, what did you want to share?
Hey, Fire.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just want to say first of all.
Oh, wait, Eli, before you start sharing your opinion, you're breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
It's still breaking up for me.
Okay. Should I do it back in?
Yeah, drop out and call back in. Sometimes that will help. And if you have your headphones on, take them off.
Okay.
All right, we're going to bring up Show next. Hold on. Show, what's going on? Where are you, Show?
Hi, Kempire.
What's going on?
Oh my gosh, this show, every week I find out that it's not, because I watch it whilst I'm eating my lunch. And when they did the chicken-ish bingo, I nearly threw up. And then when they showed Greg's feet, I was like, geez, Louise, give me a minute. But then I couldn't laugh too hard because I'm not going to lie, my feet kind of look like Greg's. Give me till Thursday, I'll be looking right. But I was like, the call is coming from inside the house. I really had to humble myself. But it was a bit, I wasn't expecting that eating my lunch. But that's a
don't watch next week.
That's the shady parts of the show. I was like, if I was on this show, I would have cancelled my contract. But I was really proud of Stacey. I really was. I was like, wow, look at her spilling the tea. It was a bit messy, but I've been waiting to see this side of her. So I was really proud of her. And yeah, I'm confused on the child support thing. Well, I'm not American, so I'm guessing she knows what's best. But yeah, I thought it was actually a pretty good ep, especially at the end when Stacey was spilling all the tea to Ashley about what Karen said, because even I was surprised by that. I don't know why. I just didn't expect Karen to be the type to say something like that. So I wonder if it's true, but I do believe Stacey, even though she's new.
So you made me laugh. Thank you for calling.
Me and my feet. Thank you.
Bye. Show, do not watch next week. Do not watch next week's episode while you're having lunch, because girl, it's about to be a literal-ish show, okay? Let me try Eli again. Hold on. Eli? Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Does it sound clear now?
Better. Okay.
Okay. Awesome. So I just want to say, first of all, when it comes to Ashley and even the performance, just ill. I want her to go. And Jacqueline and her poster girl body, you know, that little bodysuit she had on, she needs to take the Zeus Network bodysuit, take it somewhere else. I don't want to have my screen no more. Also, the scene with Keiarna and Greg, super, super, super uncomfy to watch that. And the fact that she's also okay accepting that is what's so sad, because she's so beautiful. And Karen being ridiculous, she's just being ridiculous every day. And Giselle's following her too. But Stacey's doing her big one, carrying all the bones left and right. And so they're doing it, not the pictures. They're doing their big ones, or Stacey's doing her big one. I mean, I just think overall the situation is very childish. And I'm glad that Stacey's standing on business, because I was kind of scared she was going to fall in line. And then the other thing is that Wendy, honestly, I understand how she comes across sometimes, but I'm really enjoying her. And I think that she calls things how she sees it. But unfortunately, I think that she's been a little bit accepted into the Mean Girl group. And so now she doesn't feel the need to defend certain things, but I can still see her. So yeah, I still love Wendy. I don't know why she gets so much hate.
Oh, okay, Eli, thank you so much for calling in. Does Dr. Wendy get a lot of hate? Look, I try not to pay attention to social media because I don't want it to influence, what I'm going to bring to you guys. But does she get a lot of hate? Okay, we have Sadie backstage. We're going to bring Sadie up next. Sadie, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hi, this is my first time calling in, but yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you for calling in.
A few things. So, one, I hate that Greg is not supporting Keiarna. And I just thought about it when I was sitting here watching. Jazz, exposed her man and the kids and the weird timeline and everything. And he still sat on this show and supported her. He did an interview with Carlos and supported her.
Oh, he was there?
Oh, yeah. He was there. Yeah. And like, really laid out all the, answered all the hard questions and stuff. So it's just like, if he can do that and still support her being on the show, and that's pretty embarrassing, right? That's pretty personal. Why can't Greg do the same for Kay?
No.
Also, like her, and by her, I mean Kay, supporting his business. I mean, giving us a full-on ad, you know what I mean? And it's just like,
not an ad.
I mean, like let's be honest. Well, she gonna be lucky to be a Diggs, or I just don't. I don't know. I don't like that negative talk. To me, it's very telling. Like, well, she got an act right. This a grown lady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very belittling.
Yeah.
Lastly, I really dislike how the producers. How the producers do our Black shows. I just feel like they chop it up weird. I don't know. I just think like Salt Lake City or even Orange County last season, right? How that flowed versus how this flows. And I hate the repetitive storylines, especially here on Potomac and on Married to Medicine. Oh my God, Contessa and Heavenly hate each other. We get it. What else is going on? Like, why do we...
Not more depth.
We beat it like a dead horse. And I'm also an Aries. Bye.
Sadie, I'll also say this. We have to keep in mind there are different production companies producing the different cities. So the production company that produces RHOC and Salt Lake City doesn't produce Potomac. Truly Original produces Potomac along with Dubai and Atlanta.
So there's a common thread.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Y'all are extra today. I am looking down at my phone because I'm going to be live in about an hour and I have not eaten. So I need to order lunch. So y'all will bear with me for a second. I'm going to bring up Born to Win next. Born to Win, what did you want to share about the latest episode of Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
How are you today?
Good. Okay, so what I did want to share is that one, I think Stacey is being very selfish when it comes to with the whole parenting thing, when it comes to her divorce and not protecting her daughter. I think with her seeking alimony and making sure she is financially secure and not making sure that her daughter is getting that security, just making sure that no one else can come in and change that.
Yeah.
It's a bit selfish, I think, as a mother. I just think we are to protect our children first. And that should be her first and foremost, priority over even her seeking her, stability versus her daughters,
You do hear her say, though, she knows that her husband will take care of her.
Well, that's the thing. Again, we see Giselle, now crying about her father and how that turned out about his will. So, things change. And that's what the lawyer said to her. Things change, and that's why you're here today. So things change. You just never know, And so again, you just want to put things in writing. She kind of talks about the husband in the sense of some sense of endearment. So she still speaks of him in that manner. So it almost seems as if to say that some sort of the love is still there,
Well, not everyone's divorce ends up in, people grow apart. So not everyone's divorce is like, oh my God, we're fighting. I hate him. He's the worst person.
No, you don't have to. No, absolutely. I do agree with that. However, you do have to also then start to plan your life accordingly and be prepared for the what ifs. And you do have to plan separately. But I think Stacey is not living in her reality. I think she is still planning her life as if there is that their life still is as is, and it's not, And I think that's why she wants to keep her friend, her best friend, in secret. So
goodbye.
Bye.
Hold on. Rax says, maybe if Stacey is confident in that and remember Stacey's ex is not an American man, he's German, and he does very well for himself. And she look, it's teaching all of us our own perspectives and when it comes to relationships and divorces and things like that. I haven't been through a divorce. Some of you have been through a divorce. Some of you have been through nasty divorces. Some of you have witnessed nasty divorces, and that has influenced how you view this particular situation. But like I said, it doesn't seem like they are not amicable. So that's something to keep in mind. And again, she can always revisit child support if he starts acting up. Okay. Kimberly, it says devices not connected, maybe dropping out and then coming back, it will show devices. I'm going to bring up Anthony first. Anthony, what did you want to share?
Hey, community. Hey, Kempire. Hey. Anthony from Los Angeles, California. How are you today?
Oh, well, how are you?
Good, thank you. So I'm going to give this episode a 6 out of 10. I never want to see Ashley in drag ever again. For Keiarna, I love her still. I just hope she comes back next season, but shows less and less of Greg or just separating. Like, I don't know what to do about that. But I will piggyback off Kari and Angel will be getting their wings today because I will give Mia 1 point this entire season. It's her going after Karen because what she has done, Karen, is literally lie and lie and lie this entire season about her case. Oh, there she is right there. Full 30-minute proof of all this lying going on. Like, I can understand from her perspective of Karen trying to defend herself, but how are you going to defend this? Like, is it really Potomac to crash your car into trees and get repeated DUIs? It is not. Obviously, Mia isn't Potomac either, but like, you can't be like doing this whole thing is just beyond messy and as well, like, because I'm a Karen Huger fan, but like, I can't support her with this. There's been all the lies. But thank you so much, Kempire.
Thank you, Anthony. Take care.
Likewise.
I think when we talk about some of these housewives, people automatically feel like, oh, you're team this or you're team that. We are team no one over here. If you're new here and you just joined the channel, we just hit 520 something thousand subscribers. We are team us. Team, we don't know these people. Team Kempire. Y'all can be team me. I appreciate the support, okay? However, we don't know these people. I like Karen. I think Karen has been an important, integral part of Potomac. However, I'm not that friend that's going to be like, no matter what she does. And that's what she wanted. She wanted blind support. And Stacey in this episode was not giving her blind support. I'm not giving you blind support. And I'm glad a lot of people, well, not on this cast, I'm glad I didn't give blind support to Karen because that video footage was damning and irresponsible. But anyways, all right. Kimberly, it says device is not connected still. Where are you? I can't bring you up until your devices are connected, Kimberly. Let me say thank you. We had a super chat. Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Bianca says her first season, Wendy and Karen did not see it for each other. Oh, yeah, I remember with the whole 4 degrees. Did not see it for each other. Now, Wendy and Karen seem to have an alliance like the Salt Lake City ladies. Remember that alliance kind of came together when Wendy and Candace were sort of being alienated from the rest of the group, and the other women would be called colorists. That's when it formed. After Mia assaulted Wendy, only Karen and Candy didn't ice her out. Makes sense. But it also makes sense that Karen's probably talking about her behind her back. Anyways, guys, I say all that to say I am going to go have lunch, and I'll be back with you guys at 4 p.m. Eastern for our Married to Medicine recap. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on this. I actually didn't think this episode was bad, but I have a lot of stuff that I need to unpack, and I'm sure you have a lot of things that you guys want to share by calling in. Don't forget, our friends over at Rules Forever is sponsoring today's live recap of Real Housewives of Potomac. Valentine's Day is literally like 2 weeks away. Don't wait any longer to get what you need to get. And we also have provided you with a discount code, Kempire 20. Kempire 20 for $20 off. And worldwide shipping. Worldwide shipping. All right. More information will be available in the description. Kimberly is here. Kimberly, what did you want to share?
Oh, hey, thanks. Can you hear me now, right?
Yes, I can.
Great. Just real quick. I know you gotta go, want to eat and everything.
Yeah.
But I felt it deep in my soul to say, justice for Candace. I think Giselle is so mean. She's been so mean. And it's kind of, for me, it's hard to watch. I just think it's just unnecessary because she's in a state of, place of power. And I think it's just too much for me. You can be kind of, give shade and be funny without just being mean. And it feels a little desperate. It makes her look, to me, a little sad. Like it's doing too much. And I just want to say, obviously, I'm not going to repeat what's about Greg, but I do think he does have a degree in mental health stuff, and it's kind of scary to me that.
Right.
But then you don't do your. I guess you can't be your own doctor. I know this. You go see your own person if you have one, but his just. I just don't. It doesn't sit right with. I don't know. I don't want to say too much about anybody. I want everybody to have a job, but I don't know. It don't sit right with me. His blind spots are really. blinding to me, given his education, and I expect more. And the last thing I want to say is that, you know what? I mean, Wendy, I have issues here and there, but I'm a Wendy stan. I think her and Boz are just gorgeous and have great style and unique style, and people don't talk about it enough, and I got an attitude about it. So anyways, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. Take care. All right. Thank you, guys. We're almost at 1,000 likes. Thank you, Arak. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support, guys. You can keep liking the video. That is the support if you're part of the Replay crew. Be sure to send us a like and be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of our live recaps. But you know, that's not the only thing that we talk about here on the channel. We talk about everything in pop culture. And every once in a while, we get people together. L.W. Smith. Stop saying you know, please. How about you ignore it? How are you going to control what people say? I'm not going to apologize, you know? Goodbye. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.